Imagine you're lying awake at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, mentally calculating the cost of a new transmission. Your mind is racing through every possible financial disaster: a dead laptop, a surprise medical bill, or a sudden job loss. Most people think the cure for this midnight anxiety is a bigger paycheck. They spend their lives chasing a finish line salary, convinced that a $15,000 raise is the only thing that can finally stop the panic. But here is the uncomfortable truth you were never supposed to notice. That raise is often a trap, and a simple $5,000 in a boring savings account is a far more powerful weapon for your survival. Right now, you are likely operating in what psychologists call survival mode. This isn't just about being broke. It's a biological state where financial stress elevates your cortisol levels and literally narrows your brain's ability to see opportunity. When you have zero savings, every decision you make is filtered through fear and scarcity. You stay in a job you hate, you accept poor treatment from a landlord, and you say yes to things that drain you, all because you can't afford to say no. Your mental bandwidth is entirely consumed by putting out fires, leaving zero energy for building wealth. Consider a case study. We'll call him Mark. Mark earns $75,000 a year and finally lands a $15,000 raise. On paper, he's a winner. But let's look at the actual math the system hides from you. That $15,000 raise is gross income, not take-home pay. After the IRS and state taxes take their cut, Mark is looking at roughly $10,500 in net gain. That breaks down to about $875 a month. Because Mark doesn't have a system, he does what most financial sleepwalkers do. He upgrades his life. He signs a lease on a nicer SUV with an $800 monthly payment and treats himself to a few more meals out. Within 3 months, Mark's new $90,000 salary feels exactly like his old $75,000 salary. He has a nicer car, but he still has zero in the bank. When his check engine light comes on, he still feels that familiar surge of panic. He has more stuff, but he has zero breathing room. He is now a higher volume consumer, but he is still trapped in the same financial stress loop he was in before the raise. He's just running on a more expensive hamster wheel. Now, compare Mark to someone with a stable $75,000 salary and $5,000 in cash. While Mark is stressing over his $800 car payment, the person with $5,000 in the bank has reached a psychological tipping point. Research shows that even a small buffer like $2,000 increases financial well-being by 21%. At $5,000, the check engine light stops being a catastrophe and becomes a minor inconvenience. You don't have to check your bank balance before buying groceries, and you don't have to wonder if you can afford the generic cereal or the name brand. The raise increases your lifestyle, but the cash increases your relationship with risk. With $5,000 in the bank, you carry yourself differently in a job interview. You're more likely to negotiate or walk away from a bad deal because you aren't operating from a place of pure desperation. This is what I call walking away money. It's the seed of your identity shift from a consumer to a wealth builder. That $15,000 raise often deepens your cage by encouraging debt, but $5,000 in cash is the first key to opening the door. The opportunity cost of that raise-fueled spending is staggering. If Mark had skipped the truck and invested his $800 monthly gain in a simple index fund, he could build over $70,000 in wealth in just 7 years. Instead, he chose wealth destruction with heated seats. He fell for the identity illusion, the idea that looking successful is the same as being successful. Meanwhile, the system, the banks, the dealers, the real estate agents, is perfectly happy to see you stretch your income to the breaking point. They have zero incentive to tell you that you are financially drowning. This is the reality check. There is no prize for being house poor or truck rich. The stress of barely making a high-status payment every month will erase any pride you felt the day you signed the papers. Most people who look like they've made it are actually eating cereal for dinner to afford their lifestyle. They are one unexpected expense away from a disaster that will require them to finance their life at 22% interest on a credit card. The solution is simple, but it will make you uncomfortable. You have to stop playing the game. You have to value margin over status. You need to prioritize a boring, liquid emergency fund in a high-yield savings account before you ever think about upgrading your car or your kitchen. You need to automate your savings so that your money moves before your brain has 15 seconds to make a terrible decision. The most important financial skill you will ever learn isn't earning money, it's keeping it. You can either look wealthy or be wealthy, but for most people, you cannot do both. A $15,000 raise might give you a better view of the mountain, but $5,000 in the bank is what actually helps you reach the top. Start building your foundation today, because the person you become while saving that first $5,000 is infinitely more valuable than the money itself.